In the dark, dark tomb there was a dark, dark street, and in the dark, dark street there was a dark, dark office. In the dark, dark office there were some dark, dark stairs, and down the dark, dark stairs there was a dark, dark room, and in the dark, dark room was where the worst wrestling tropes go to die.
Hello, I'm Ross Tweddell from Cultaholic.com and welcome to the latest installment of Straight to Hell, the show where my illustrious guest offers up a list of their pet peeves from the world of professional wrestling. Then me and this little buzzer here decides which of those things goes straight to hell. It's a simple concept, really. Joining us today is a sexy Spanish god who is the best ever. He is not only a competitor in the first ever singles match in All Elite Wrestling history, full stop, but a competitor in the first ever match in All Elite Wrestling Dynamite history to boot as well. This man is called Sammy Guevara. He's got a YouTube channel as well, and also, it turns out I can't say the words inner circle. I just did. In a row. We'll find that out during this episode. Now over to me and Sammy. Alright then, so we're joined by Sammy Guevara. Sammy, how the hell are you doing?
Dude, you it up already. It's Sammy, the best ever.
Oh my God.
The Spanish God, Guevara.
I was going to get onto the Spanish God thing in a bit, but I might as well say it now. Did you know that was coming, and has something been said about it since it was said on Dynamite?
Dude, I had no clue. I was just in the ring when Jericho said that, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'll roll with it.
I mean, there's worse things to be called, isn't there?
Oh, for sure. I just love that right afterwards he said, look how sexy he is. I think that's the funniest part of it all.
I'll tell you, if he called me sexy, which would never happen because, you know, look at the state of me, I'd be bringing it up every time I saw him. I'd be like, Chris, you called me sexy.
Dude, I'm sure someone finds you sexy.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe like a blind person. But.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But obviously we know that you are Chris Jericho's one of his 4 closest confidants. But if I'm sure if you ask anybody when AEW started, a faction of yourself, Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, and Hager would be like low down on people's expectations. So I just wonder if you could tell us more about how the Inner Circle became to be a thing.
That's all Jericho, man. He's the GOAT for a reason. Over the years, he's always evolved. My cat right now is just knocking a bunch of shit over here. But Jericho, he recruited us all. He saw the talent. He's actually the one that got me hired in AEW in the first place. I never met Jericho until AEW started. And he saw me at an NWA 70 show. He was watching the stream. And he saw my match. Thankfully, I decided to do a bunch of crazy shit that night. And he ended up calling Tony or whoever and said, we need to get this kid. And so, it's no surprise that, when the Inner Circle is starting, he's going to want me to be right there when he's the one that got me hired.
Yeah. So you trust people very quickly. It doesn't take much to gain his trust.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that for sure, because, if he met me and I was a complete dumbass to him, maybe his opinion would have changed. But I think he just saw the talent. And, that's one thing I thought about recently, too. It's like, I didn't kiss no ass to get here. He saw the talent, and that's what got me here. So I think that's a little feather in my own little cap.
Yeah, can't argue with that. And it was soon after your match with Cody, Randy Orton, of all people, said he wanted to work with you. What was it like hearing that from somebody like Orton so soon into your AEW career?
That was such a weird day, too, because later on that day, they announced that was going to be the main event with Jericho, tagging with Jericho to take on Dustin Rhodes and Hangman. So I was like, what a weird day, waking up to Randy Orton, who back in 2009, fun little story for you, I snuck backstage at Wrestlemania 25 with my friends, and I tried to get a picture with Randy Orton, and he was a heel at the time, and he said no and just walked off. But I was actually recording the whole thing because I always have a camera with me, and so I was able to get a little screenshot of me standing next to him as he's about to walk off. So then for 10 years later, for him to say he wants to work with me, it's pretty surreal.
Yeah, I bet. So how do you get backstage at WrestleMania then? Any tips for people watching?
Yeah, let me give you some tips. Just have confidence. Just be confident. And what's the thing? Just act like you're supposed to be there. And then that's what works for me.
So did you pretend you were somebody you're not? I need to know more.
Okay, so no, so when we were walking, or when the show was over, they're taking apart the ring and everything, and the ring apron, there was a bunch of guys just like walking with that. And so I just walked behind them and grabbed like the end that was dragging on the floor and just pretended like I was them. And these two huge security guards, I remember like my heart was beating because I'm walking like, and then I get past them and I'm like, holy shit, this worked. And then my two friends are like, Sammy, where are you going? And I'm like, shut up, come on, get over here. And they come and yeah, we met Ric Flair, Jeff Hardy, a bunch of guys that day.
And they just thought you were the ring crew?
Eventually we got kicked out because, I mean, we're taking pictures and I'm pretty sure it's a big no-no, but
yeah,
whatever.
And so finally, before we get going, I've got to ask, has the Panda been retired now that you're in the Inner Circle? Sorry, tongue twister.
Dude, a lot of people have been asking me that. No, let me see if I can turn this here. The Panda's right there, man.
So we're going to see are we going to see it on Wednesday?
Well, we probably won't see it on Wednesday. The reason I don't bring it too much is like, it's such a pain to travel with, honestly. I have to bring it in a bag and like it all gets folded up and it's just, I'm going to end up breaking it really. I'll bust it out like for big occasions, you know?
Yeah.
The first episode, big occasion. My match with Kip, first match ever in AEW history, big match.
Yeah. So yeah. So let's get going now. Obviously, Sammy will suggest 5 things to get sent straight to hell. We'll have a bit of discussion, then I'll decide which of those goes down straight to hell for some reason that's above my head. I don't know why I get put with that position, but I do. So let's get cracking with the knacking.
Hell yeah, dude. Can you say that again? That was such a cool saying. Let's get cracking with the napkin.
Cracking with the knacking. Have you ever heard of a show? Have you ever heard of a show called Bo Selector?
No.
Right, it used to be on British TV about 15 years ago. You ever heard of Ant and Dec? The British TV presenters? Their caricatures on that show would do things to each other and say cracking with the knacking. So I've taken that from there.
Dude, that's a cool saying. It sounds cool too.
You can have it if you want.
I don't know. I don't have the cool accent though.
That's the
I'll
first.
sound like it.
It's the first time anyone said Geordie's cool.
Yeah. So on my time on the Independents, I've dealt with a bunch of bullshit over the years, and one of them, which is not so common in America, but more common in Mexico, is smoking in the locker rooms. Huge pet peeves. And, you know, it's not like I can go up to guys like Dr. Wagner or any of these like legendary lucha guys and tell them to not smoke, but I'm trying not to get secondhand smoke whenever I'm wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
I'm already doing enough damage to my body in the ring, so smoking in locker rooms is a huge pet peeve for me, man.
Does that still happen in the States, like indoors? Because smoking got banned indoors here a while ago.
I have been in a few locker rooms in Texas where there's a few guys that do smoke, but I feel like everybody now is more vocal, and so, you know, they kind of, at least here in the States, it doesn't matter if who you are, someone's going to say something.
I just find it mental that, like, professional wrestlers, with, like, the physical endeavor that professional wrestlers is, they would smoke. It used to be, like, footballers over here in the 90s would smoke. I would always find that, like, remarkable just because of what they do for a living.
Yeah, oh, man, there's so many other crazy stories I could tell you. Not just smoking, doing cocaine, whatever, you know?
That would help you getting hyper, though, and all that.
Dude, I remember I did a lucha show just in Dallas. This is not even in Mexico, but it's a lucha show. There's probably like 10 people there, and then this guy offers me some cocaine. I feel like I sound so white. He offered me some drugs, and he's like, hey, man, you want some? And I'm like, dude, there's nobody here. Like, what do you need this for right now?
So you didn't take it?
It's wild. No, I mean, I have to respect the business, you know?
So I've got to ask, have you ever confronted somebody about it, and if you have, what's happened from that?
Nothing really. I think the only person I really confronted was just Jack Evans, but him and I have a love-hate relationship. I just told him, hey, bro, do you mind, like, smoking somewhere else? And Jack's super cool, so he didn't mind stepping outside.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, the only place I ever encounter smoke's on a night out, but sometimes, you know, You're getting down on the disco floor. You need a breather outside in the smoking area. Just happens sometimes.
Yeah, you break dance?
I do everything.
You down on the...
Head spins, the lot. I turn heads on the dance floor, me.
Yeah, you're going to have to show me some moves. I got no moves.
I'm a bit confined for space here, so maybe some other time.
But, next time.
But I definitely agree. Smoking in general, I just don't like. And it's got to go to hell, so I'm going to get my buzzer here. The iconic straight to hell buzzer. And I'm going to hit the buzzer and send smoking in locker rooms straight down to hell. I didn't think it would be so much of a problem these days. I thought like wrestling was cleaning up its act.
Dude, in Mexico, it's a whole nother world over there. And I love Mexico. I don't want anyone thinking I'm talking shit on Mexico. I love it. But smoking in locker rooms is very common over there.
It's fair enough. It's in hell now, though. That's not calling Mexico hell, but you know what I mean.
Dude, I heard it, man. I heard what you said, and I'm just going to blow past it.
All right, then, Sammy, we're 1 for 1. Let's make it 2 for 2. What's your second offering to go straight to hell, please, which is not Mexico?
Okay. Some stuff that's happened to me in the States is just not being paid what you're agreed to being paid. Rather, that's a lack of fans getting in the building or a lack of promotion, whatever it is. I've had many, many experiences where I'm driving to a show. For example, I'm driving to this one show and this guy calls us. We're literally like 5 minutes away. We just drove 2 hours to go wrestle for $40 basically. So we're wrestling for like barely anything. And he's like, hey man, are y'all almost here? And we're like, yeah, we're about to turn in. He's like, okay, because if you're not here, there's no pay. So maybe you should turn around. And we're like,
it's a bit unfair.
But my friend, Lowrider, he grabs the phone. He's like, we'll talk to you in a minute. Hangs up the phone. He's much more aggressive than me. We ended up getting paid. Lowrider went over there and pretty much chewed the guy's ass out. And it was funny to watch, to say the least. But there's just so many experiences I've had where it's just like, look, I don't care if there's 100,000, if there's 5 people there. We agreed on a price. You have to pay that price.
I'm guessing this happens a lot more when you just break it in with no real sort of like name value, if you will, compared to now.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. So, has it ever got physical? I've got to ask that. Why not?
I've never gotten physical. I've seen some people. I feel like in wrestling, a lot of people, no one really gets physical. It's a lot of talking, fighting. I've seen a lot of that. A lot of almost people coming to blows, but it never gets down to that.
So I've learned, like, through the years, when it comes to wrestlers backstage and all that, like dealing with life as a wrestler, there's certain etiquette for certain situations. So is there a certain etiquette to be had when a promoter's offered you a certain amount of money and then doesn't pay up?
Well, what I've learned, and the thing is like how you said, like when you're first starting off, you almost feel like you owe these people something because they're giving you this opportunity. And so you're not as likely to speak up or say, hey, you said you were going to pay me 50 and you gave me 30 or something like that. But I learned that if you just do stick up for yourself, if you do just say something, a lot of people don't like confrontation. And so if he's supposed to pay you 50 and he offers you 30, you say, hey, no, we talked about 50. And you confront him with that. Oh, all of a sudden it changes to him. Oh, sorry, my bad. My brain, blah, blah, blah. And he'll pay you what you're supposed to. So just speak up, even if you don't feel like you should. If you guys agreed on a price, that's the price you agreed on. So get that.
Yeah. And I've got to ask, obviously you're now close to the illustrious Jake Hager, and he wrestled for a promotion. I don't know if he's mentioned it. I hope he has, called 5-Star Wrestling. Who offered? They're the company that offered like the $1 million to CM Punk to return and all that malarkey. Has he told you about that promotion at all? I'm intrigued.
No. Can you educate me on this?
Oh, it's just the greatest promotion ever. Just go and watch Jake Hager in that promotion. You're going to see the greatest professional wrestler alive. He was reckless is the word. He was just off the wall. It was fantastic to see. But obviously they had a lot of bad PR for not paying wrestlers. So if he hasn't told you about that, fair enough. But when you said
I'm going to have to ask him on Wednesday. I'm going to have to ask him.
God, he will sit you down for hours and tell you many great stories.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've definitely heard of 5-Star Wrestling, but I've never wrestled for them personally.
Yeah. But yeah, not getting paid is just absolutely, it's just bollocks, isn't it? As we British would say over here. BS. So I've got to send it straight to hell. It's a recurring theme on Straight to Hell wrestlers not getting paid, so it's gone down 2 for 2. All right then, Sammy, we're 2 for 2. Let's make it 3 for 3. What's your next offering, please?
Okay, number 3 would have to be friend discounts. I don't know if you've had to deal with this at all, but your
Mates
friends
rates.
will be running a show. Yeah. And so it's just like, I don't mind helping a close friend out if they're trying to run a show. But the problem I've dealt with is they run this show every month. And so they want you to do the friend discount every single month. And it's like, nah, bro, I'd much rather just stay home at this point.
I guess like sometimes as well, you would have a potential other booking somewhere else where you're getting full pay compared to mate rates as well. I guess that's a really difficult predicament to find yourself in.
Yeah, I hate it because it's just an awkward thing. That's why I just don't like to do business with friends, because it just becomes this awkward thing. They're like, come on, I thought we were boys. And I'm like, yeah, we are boys, but this is supposed to be a business. And like you said, I could be making more at a different booking, but you have me working for you, so at least just pay me the same.
Yeah. So these sort of appearances, are they dying down now? You going like more full time with AEW, or do you still appear for mates promotions and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's full time with AEW now, so I don't have to deal with it too much now. But yeah, before AEW, it was super common.
Yeah. So how do you deal with it then? Because if it was me, I would just break out into a sweat and then cave in. Because I'm just awkward.
A couple times, man. Some perspiration. I can't use words today. Hashtag CTE. A couple times I was sweating, but eventually I just either had to start ghosting people or just saying I was booked when I wasn't booked. Being the wrestler I am, so just being the liar that I am, just had to just tell people like, nah, man, at a certain point you just got to put your foot down and say, this is my price. I'm sorry, we're boys, but this is my price. And they're either going to do it or they're not.
Yeah, they must understand it's your like literal livelihood as well.
That's the thing. Like, there's wrestling. There's a lot of companies where it's like good promotion or good hype or whatever, so they want to pay you less to go in. And it's like, yeah, but I'm still putting my body on the line, and I'll do it once or twice, but it's like, dude, you can't have me doing this every single time. It's like, I'd much rather just stay home. And at a certain point, Sammy Guevara just started staying home and enjoying BoJack Horseman and other Netflix shows.
Other shows are available. But surely now, you've got to a stage now, you're in the inner circle, just go in and cut a promo.
Yeah, that'd be great. Don't even have to bump. Jeez, I'll do that for sure.
So if anyone's watching, that's still on the table.
Yeah, well, I'm going to need you to be my manager, man. Take care of this.
That wouldn't end well. You would be bankrupt within 10 days, I imagine.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've got to that must be an awful predicament to be in. And when it comes to awkward situations, I'm as awkward as they come to begin with. So I've got to.
Me too. We're both awkward. Yeah.
I don't get that from you, though. The shades and the beanie and all sorts. I'm sat here.
Dude, I know. Maybe, am I trying too hard?
No, not at all. You obviously with your YouTube channel, because I get very sort of like down on myself, thinking, I'm Ross from Cultaholic, and people must look down from Cultaholic who are in the business. How do you find that sort of situation with your YouTube channel? Are people very accepting to come onto your show, or do you find sometimes that people are like sort of like standoffish about it?
People are definitely more accepting or more wanting to come on now. But like in the beginning, and not that I have any kind of crazy viewers now, but hey, go subscribe.
Yeah,
cheap
go and subscribe.
But yeah, like when I only have like 1,000 subscribers and I'm trying to do these bits with people or try to get people in these vlogs, they're like not really wanting to. And I can kind of understand at that point too, because it's like, why do you want me to come on when no one's going to see it? And who knows if you're going to keep doing these? Because a lot of people ask me to do podcasts and stuff, and I don't mind doing them because I know everybody has to start. But I found that a lot of times people don't keep doing it. They're not consistent. And so I feel like I just wasted my time. And so I don't blame too many people for not wanting to come on the Sammy Guevara vlogs or whatever, because that's like, okay, are you going to keep doing these? But now I think they see that this is an every week thing that I'm doing. And plus, it helps when you get Jericho or whoever in the vlog. It's like, oh, well, he's in it, then I'll be in it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you get more subscribers from this video, so hopefully it's not wasted time completely.
Dude, if it's wasted time, my PayPal better have some fucking money in it, man.
Mate rates.
Dude, look what I took from the show last week.
Were they giving those out in the crowd?
Yeah. I saw one. I was like, dude, I'm taking this.
They're pretty good then. But I've got to ask as well, while we're speaking about your vlogs, I saw you in the ring doing it last week. Is that going to be a thing?
Yeah.
Were you told off at all, or were you just like, go on, just do whatever you want?
Dude, I'm just going to go for it. Better to just, ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Yeah.
So, everybody seemed to love it, and I actually just edited that vlog, which will be up, Monday? It'll be up tomorrow, which is Tuesday. I don't know when this video is going up.
This is out on Saturday, so it's already out there.
All right, yeah, so you can go watch it right now. Yeah, I love doing that, vlogging in the ring, because it's just like the most ridiculous thing. It's like I'm about to go and have this crazy match, but I'm just like, welcome to the vlog, guys.
I don't even think the Young Bucks do that. Like during the Dynamite, I don't think they vlog like in the ring and stuff. So you're providing something really unique.
That's what I do. But I'm sure when they do it, people will then go back and watch mine and be like, "You stole that from the Young Bucks." Blah blah blah.
I'm sure they won't. They'll know from this.
Well,
video.
that's what people do with the vlogs. They're like, oh, this is the Young Bucks stuff. I'm like, well, technically I was doing my shit first, but whatever. Theirs gets actual views, whatever.
I feel like you're setting up like a potential angle here on TV.
Dude, them.
I'm sure you don't mean that, but we are 3 for 3. I don't mean
that at all.
So we're 3 for 3. Let's make it 4 for 4, Sammy.
Okay. So this is a lot of things I had to deal with in the state of Texas, my great old state here. It's such a big state, so driving from shows will take 4 or 5 hours. And so when you get to the show, after the show, you just want to get paid and leave.
Yep.
A lot of times, I would have to wait until the ring is put up. And for me, that's a big pet peeve, because it's like, I agreed to be part of this show. It's 12 o'clock. I still have a 4 or 5 hour drive to do. Let the people that have these long car trips go home, and let the people who live around the area, wait to get paid, or have them help put away the ring. I never understood it, but I had to deal with it a lot. Driving 4 or 5 hours to Dallas, driving to San Antonio, which is 3-4 hours away. I don't understand a lot of things in wrestling, and that's one thing I'll never understand.
So we used to be involved in a promotion called WCPW back in the day at our old jobs. And,
what's that?
You ever hear about it?
No, I'm just kidding.
We didn't see too many of the wrestlers sort of getting involved in taking the ring down. So is that more of like a commonplace thing in America than it would be over here potentially?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a lot of like when you're first starting out, you help put away the ring and stuff like that. But some of these shows, I think it's become less common now. But some of these shows, it's like they wouldn't hire an actual ring crew. They would just expect the wrestlers to, put up the ring, take down the ring. And it's like, no, man, we're here to perform. We're here to wrestle. You need to hire someone else to do that. If you're my friend or whatever, I'll help you because, I know you're trying to save money, whatever. But, some of these shows, man. Thank God. Thank you, AEW. Don't have to do this shit.
I can imagine Chris Jericho taking down the ring at a Dynamite taping.
Dude, I love it. You know what I also love? Is when they take a picture of like some old school guy holding like a board or whatever. And they'll be like, look, you never stop paying your dues. But I have seen firsthand where the promoter tells the guy, hey, go grab that board. I'll take a picture and then just put the board down. Just so they can post that. Like, so they're not actually helping put away the rings and stuff. Maybe some of them do, but I've seen plenty of where the old school guys, they take the picture, they post it. They're not actually helping put away the ring.
I was gonna say, surely you can start doing that now. You're in the inner circle. I can't even say.
No, you'll get it. Yeah.
Now you're in the inner circle. I hate my life.
Matt, what's up, Matthew? What's your name?
I'll do a podcast with him. He'll be all over that, no doubt.
Yeah, my last vlog made it in a Botchamania.
How so?
Because the doctor, he was trying to tape up my hand because it was all busted open. And then he, like, dropped the tape. And I was just like, oh, Botchamania, you fucked up. And then, he actually put that in his video.
Yeah, I'm going to avoid saying inner circle from now on.
Inner circle. You can just point to me. I'll say it. Inner circle, baby. It's the takeover.
So when do you reach the point where you're not like expected to do that when you go to a show? Like, is there a definitive moment where you just think, oh, that's not really my stuff to do anymore?
It's just a feeling, you know, because I know there's guys that have been doing this a long. Look, now I'm stuck on words. There's guys that have been doing this longer than me that would still help put away the ring and set it up. Some people like doing it, but I think it's just a feeling. When you feel like, hey, you know, I've done this enough. You know, maybe I paid my dues. You just don't do it and see how it goes. Maybe people will be like, what the hell are you doing? You need to go help. Or maybe they won't say nothing. I don't think they're going to say anything. Because like I said, in wrestling, a lot of people don't like confrontation. So yeah, it's just a feeling. If you feel like you don't need to do it, you ain't got to do it.
I wish that was true for me, because we were just sort of expected to do it, even though we weren't getting paid for it and stuff like that. And like, wow, I used to do my head in, so it's going down to hell. I maybe shouldn't have said that on camera, but I have.
Dude, I'm with you, man. I never got paid to do that shit either. I'm with you.
I was there to do like social media stuff and make videos, not put up the ring. I'm being a right diva here, but I don't care.
Dude, that's how I feel. I'm like, someone's gonna watch this and be like, Sam is such a diva.
Yeah. Luckily, you'll have to prove them wrong. I can just sit back here on my YouTube channel and do nothing about it.
Dude, that's true. Well, maybe I'll just go full time with YouTube. I ain't gotta deal with it either.
Right then, let's make it a full house. Why not? What's your fifth and final offering, please, Sammy?
All right, the fifth one, man, is a big one, and that is guys not working the match. And this is more like wrestlers now. Pet peeves in matches. Guys not working to make the match great. Guys not working for the crowd to have the crowd enjoy the show. Guys solely working for themselves. That's a huge pet peeve of mine. They want to do a million different flippy high spots, and then they don't really care what you do. They don't really care if the crowd's going to react or even care what's going on. They just want to do their stuff. They want to get all their shit in, despite even if it's a 10, 5-minute match, whatever it is.
I guess this is more a thing you've left behind now. You're now on like a global television show. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, 100%. You know, with TV, we have like time constraints, whatever. But no, yeah, a lot of on the independents. Not everybody, you know. I'm not gonna say everybody like this, but there's been a lot of matches I've been in where it's like everybody just wants to do everything, and people have this misconception.
Yep.
Words are hard.
You're telling me.
People see me do all this crazy stuff, and so they think I always want to do crazy stuff. I'm pretty whatever about everything in life, so I can do crazy stuff. But I prefer it all to make sense. And so when guys are wrestling me, they think they have to do all this crazy stuff. And a lot of times I'm telling people, like, hey, I think this is enough here. And they're like, are you serious? Like, what? Like they're almost shocked that I'm telling them to slow down, like to stop, because they think that that's all I do. But I'm like, nah, man, it's a lot of times other people are just doing all this crazy shit, and I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll do it too. But a lot of times, a lot of these crazy matches I have, they could be so much crazier, but I have to make them not as crazy. I have to cut it off at a certain point.
I guess that's the big thing from my sort of fan perspective watching your matches so far, is that you're like that perfect blend of like, when you need to, you do the flippy do stuff, but when like you're just like in the depths of a match, you're just doing like traditional heel things.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of other guys will be like, oh, right here, we could do this crazy flippy fucking high spot nonsense. And it's like, is that necessary though? Maybe if I just punch you in the face, maybe the crowd might hate me instead of cheer me, you know?
So when you found yourself in that situation, what have you done to sort of stop that from happening? The flippy stuff?
You know, it's all politics. It's just how you word things. You just got to word a sentence in the correct way to get your way. So what I did is just say a different idea. Like, hey, I like that idea, but what if, and then, we do this. And then, little tricks for anyone that's out there. You could always name drop. If you name drop, I learned that kind of helps too. So if I'm like, what if we do this? This is something me and Jericho did, and it really got over. And then guys are like, all right.
Have you ever had to settle it in the ring, though, with some sort of physical confrontation or not?
There's been only a few times where, because that's the thing, like, there's only been a few times where guys are just stiff with me, but I'm crazy. Like, yo, if you want to stiff me, we can just stop doing this running around the ropes. We could just fight if you want. Like, I'm crazy. Like, I'm just down. If we can work together and make the best show possible, or we can kill each other. I prefer we don't kill each other, but if that's what you want to do, f*** it, let's go.
I hope a dark part of me hopes that happens on Dynamite just to see what would happen. But then again, a part of me doesn't.
Dude, my head hope it doesn't happen because, as much as I say I'm down, I don't like getting hit in the head, man.
CTE again, cropping up.
Hashtag CTE.
So what was it like, sort of like, I guess like it's sort of like the pecking order sort of thing comes into play here. If some more experienced, well-known guy is saying to you when you're first starting out, for example, I want to do this, we're doing it. Have you just had to grit your teeth and do it? Or like from early on, did you sort of stand up for yourself?
There's a couple times where, just because of where you are in your career and where they have been, you just gotta have to, because I respect of the people who've done this longer than me. And maybe there's some other guys who've been doing this a lot longer who don't show that same respect, but my whole thing is a big respect. So if I pitch an idea that I think is better and they're pitching an idea that I think sucks, and they're gung-ho on doing the idea that sucks, it's like, okay, what am I not seeing? Maybe there's something, because they've been doing this so long, maybe their idea is actually better and I just don't see it. Yeah. And there has been times where afterwards I realized, oh, that's why they wanted to do that, because it worked. And there's been many times where afterwards I'm like, in my mind, thinking, yep, that sucked, and my idea would have been better.
Tell you what, you just made that very relatable to me, where you sort of pitching something you think's good, but it gets shot down. Get that all the time in the YouTube game. So because of that, straight to hell it's going, because it must be so frustrating.
It is. Oh, it broke my heart a lot in the beginning, because I would have these insane ideas. I would have these, like, because to me this whole match is like a painting. It's like art. I'm trying to make it the best possible. And then I started running into people who didn't have the same vision of making a match the best that it could be. And it was just really heartbreaking for me, because it was like, this could be so much more. This could be awesome. And then you all just don't want it to be awesome because laziness or whatever. So yeah, broke my heart a lot.
Yeah, so we're 5 for 5. I would say congratulations, but just about everyone who comes on this gets 5 for 5. I'm just a pushover.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that what this is? You're just like, whatever. Yeah.
No, I always say, because people do moan, like, oh, if you're just going to send everything to hell, what's the point in doing it? But I'm saying if people make compelling suggestions, and I can't argue, they deserve to go down.
My head, all I heard just now was like, congratulations. I didn't hear everybody else gets the same. I just heard congratulations.
You are the only person in the history of this show to ever get 5 out of 5. Congratulations.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So before we go, do you have anything to plug? Now's the time.
Oh, that YouTube game, Sammy Guevara on YouTube. Maybe there'll be a link in the comments. Who knows?
You can stick one there. We'll stick one there. Whatever you want.
Boom. There we go. Sweet.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, man. Just YouTube. You'll find me everywhere else if you follow me on YouTube.
So I've got to just say thank you very much. This has been an absolute hoot, as we would say up in Newcastle upon Tyne.
Dude, the pleasure was always yours. My PayPal request will come very soon.
Mate rate, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I owe you money is what I'm saying.
Right then, thanks very much. We'll see you next time on Straight to Hell.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.